Hello and welcome to another video of this Power BI do-it-yourself tutorials. In this video, we're going to talk about maps, clustered and stacked visualizations. So, maps, clustered and stacked visualizations in Power BI. So, click on Get Data, then select Excel data source. It's the same source which we have been using in last 3 or 4 videos. And verify the data and click load and go to the new page. So this is a pretty much standard thing. If you have not done that in the previous video, probably you should do it now. Moving on to the next one. Check the channel type, sales amount and sales cost from the fields pane. Notice the values appearing on the reports area. So let's create a new page. Channel type, scroll down, sales amount and sales cost. The values are appearing in this area. Click on line and clustered visualization, column visualization, and let's go through the properties. So this is line and clustered column chart, and you would see that the columns sales and sales amount, cost and amount are coming together. I want to change it to make one line and one column. So in the properties section, I'm going to change and put this in the line values. So these column bars are now sales amount, while this is sales cost. I can make it smaller. I can also change the column series to change the color based on, let's say, channel type again. You would see this changes but the line vanishes. This may not be a good thing to do. Let's drag drop country. There you go. So this is based on the country, and if you please notice that only the sales amount is affected. The sales cost is not affected. You can see the sales cost is still showing in yellow color. So this is something you can play around with. There are several properties: X labels, Y labels, shapes. If you want to say round, or it changes. So there are a lot of things which you can do here to add or delete some functionalities. Alignment, if you want to do the alignment here. So please play around with the properties, is important from a Power BI perspective. Let's understand the clustered charts, stack charts and 100% stack charts. So if you go here, this was one of the clustered chart which we just did, and then this is bar chart, stacked and clustered column chart. So I'll show you what it is. So let's drag and drop a stacked column chart, click outside. So there a new chart is created, and to keep it very simple, I'm going to make sure this is selected. I'm going to select the same columns, channel type and sales amount. You can see that for each channel, direct, online and post, this is the sales amount. Now let me say clustered column chart. Clustered column chart is similar to the clustered the column chart, except for the fact that if I add one more dimension to it, it's going to show like this. So the column chart earlier, you would have one upon another. This is stacked, and this is clustered. That means they are shown side by side next to each other. And 100% stacked means it's going to give the value of percentage in terms of 100. So what it means is it will be sales cost for direct divided by the total sales cost for direct. So let's do that. So out of 100, this much is the direct sales cost and this much is the sales amount. It's like out of 100%, it gives you a division. Here, this is the actual value. This is not 100%, but it is stacked. This is clustered and this is 100%. Repeat, 100% is going to give you on a scale of 100 the percentage value of a particular fact divided by the total value. So this is 52.78%, this is 47.22%. So this gives you a percentage of the total value. However, this is going to give you the actual value, the stacked. Now let's look at the properties. The properties, you have to go through each and every properties of this and try out different various options. So we have looked at the properties of the chart. Now let's take a look at various types of maps. So Power BI is very rich in terms of mapping visualizations. Click outside so that none of these visualizations are selected. And this is a map number 1, this is map number 2, and this is ArcGIS map. So we are not going to do ArcGIS, but we are going to look at this map. So let's click on it. This is now here and we have to click on a geographic location, let's say customer country. So I should delete it and click on the map and then click on customer country and you can see that it's plotted. Let me just drill down. You can see this is just plot. These are not values. I'm going to add sales amount as well. Now in the sales amount, it's size. So this is $37,000. This is $17,000, while this is $37,600. So from a size perspective, you would see that this is bigger and is comparable in size versus this is smaller for UK. Let's take a look at the other type of map, which is this one. I'm gonna click outside, nothing is selected. I will add this map here, make sure it's selected, and I'm gonna click on customer country and I'm gonna click on sales amount. You could see that this is the color saturation. The previous map had the size. That means the size of the circle would be corresponding to the amount, but here this is the shading, the color saturation in this piece. I can change the color saturation here in the properties and data colors, and I can change the color. I can say that the minimum color should be like this, with the maximum color should be yellow. Because the value for India and US are very closely related, it shows like this. And you can see titles, background, lock, aspect ratio, border, and everything. Let's bring in quantity in the same, and let's get rid of amount. So its quantity is also very comparable, and that's why you're not able to see that. Let's change this to employee country and let's see the values. Yep, and this is now comparable. So 504 this is 363, and while this is 1907. Yep. So this shows the color on the plot would tell you the area. So these are two different kinds of maps. One, you have the map with circles and the map entire area is covered. If you have regions or cities and states, it can still drill down. Now, one more interesting thing is the legend here. So let me drag channel type, and you can see that for every country here it's going to show you the channel type division. So it's interesting that on a map you're able to see a pie chart. I repeat this step. In this circle based map, I would get channel type and drop it on the legend, and you would see that it shows a pie chart. So please play around with various different options for the maps and all other different charts. Having said that, now it's the time to look at the hands-on exercises. So pause the video, take a look at the steps again, take a look at the video again, think about it, and then let's move on to hands-on do-it-yourself exercise number 5. Hands-on number 5. Add a new page from the bottom of the screen. Select Manager, Item Category, and Sales Cost from the Fields pane. Notice the value appearing on the Reports area. Change the visualization to Clustered Columns chart and then to Clustered Bar charts. Add Area chart with pay type and item name and sales quantity. Scatter charts with department, manager, and sales quantity. Please note that this is what you have done in the previous exercise too, and if you do it again with different types of properties which you have learned, it will be helpful. Moving on to the next one. Hands-on DIY 6. Again, add a new page. Use pay type, department, and sales cost from the fields pane. Change the visualization to 100% stack chart and then line and clustered columns charts. Please remember, for the line and clustered column chart, you would need another fact. You can bring in sales amount. Add stack charts with pay type, item name, and sales quantity, and scatter charts again with department, manager, and sales quantity, which you have done earlier. You probably don't have to do that. Note that you might have to drag and drop columns in other areas of the properties, and notice the properties of the charts. Time for exercise number 7, DIY. DIY 7 focuses on the maps, so add a new page. Select employee country and then sales amount. You can use sales cost too, and try out various types of maps and pie charts. So I hope this helps. Thank you for watching.